Good morning, friends. I came on here real fast because I don't really know who needs to hear it. I think me, myself, and we need to hear it. So I just figured I'd say this out loud, and I'll try to convince myself that I really believe it. But it's a hard feat to feel like you're like late. I'm like always asking myself, am I late? Like, do I really want to, in a life or in a time when everything is super saturated right now, it just kind of feels like anytime you're ready to go ahead and dive into something, it's either the thing that's not like popping right now, or it's like a bandwagon. But you might we might genuinely be feeling, connections with these things. And in the same breath, I'm like, well, how can I be late? How is it possible for me to be late when I also feel like I just got here? Got here in life. I'm still experiencing firsts. But also when I've done so much. And it's sometimes hard for me to accept the fact that I have done so much. Like, I've actually done a lot of work. I've actually been really dedicated to that work, almost to a fault. And all of that energy is going somewhere. So it's like you just didn't arrive yet. But like, what is arriving? Like, do you think when you arrive, you just get there and you settle and that's where you stay the entire time? No, that's why people move. You might arrive to that house, but then you might have to move, and then you arrive somewhere else, and then you have to move again. I must be somewhere in between the arrival and the departure is what it feels like. Maybe we're always just in between arrival and departure. Arrival at thought, at place, at person, and departure from that thought, that place, and that person. So it's always also what came up for me was like, when I get in sort of this introspective place, and then I think about all the sort of decisions that I made that maybe have felt like really game-changing decisions. That introspective place reminds me that I also have to be in acceptance with change. Changing from that thought, that place, said person. And then in that next moment, it's easier because I've decided to like maybe literally just do something else. Introspection is an interesting place to be, because it can go from being intentional to like rabbit hole very fast. So I just want to offer anyone that is going through this just a reminder, like, be flexible with yourself. I think when it comes to balance and understanding dynamics between oneself and then with others, a lot of times it can be easy to give other people grace and flexibility and wiggle room and then just be so internally rigid. What's a good balance? What's really a good balance? And to also just remember that the energy is never ceasing. to exist. It will always exist. So all that effort, all that work, the energy is going somewhere. So be proud at least of your energy, your effort. Because baby, I'm the first person to be like, let's just keep it hush. Like, it don't have to be a big deal. That was fun. Did it. Move on. Like, I'm very much that person. And I think it's that rigidity. But I want to celebrate people all day long. I want to remind them it's their birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I want to remind them of what great work they're doing and that they should be proud. But I'm just so internally rigid. I don't know if that's going... It doesn't matter. The energy is, even in that moment, like how I'll deflect. I don't know if anybody... No, it's just like, okay, that and yes, and what's next? Have a good week.